with just one attribute, HTML can validate your HTML form without writing a single line of JavaScript. If you click submit without filling out the text field, what do you think is going to happen? Well, let's find out. So I'm going to go ahead and click the submit button. Now you can see this alert message. Please fill out this field. So automatically my browser will display an error message. So the form that you have here on the screen, we are going to build it out in quite few steps to see how we can achieve HTML form validation using attributes without writing a single line of JavaScript code. We will do this in 5 steps and we are going to do it together. The first step is user submits the form. The second step is that browser detects validation. The third step is browser checks the fourth step, browser shows error if empty. Lastly, the form gets submitted if it's valid. Let's build the form together. So here's my boilerplate code, and the first thing I'm going to call your attention to is this comment part. Add a form with required attributes to validate it, which means that here we are expected to have a form. So let's go ahead and make the form. And we're going to be using the form element to make the form. Then the action is going to be empty since we are not processing it on any server side. And you add a method to it, which is to make a post request. Now that I have this form, then I can add the form field, which is an input, with a type of text, because I expect text to be typed inside it. Then give it a name of first name, and also the attribute we are talking about required. And now I need another input for submit. So the type of it is going to be submit, and its value is just going to be submit. So now if you look at it, here's my form field and here's my submit button. I want them to look better, so I'll add an ID of btn. So I already have style for the btn in my CSS, so that is the reason why you see the changes instantaneously. btn. So you can see the match now. Now, with what we have here on the screen, if I click on the submit button without filling out the text field, what do you think is going to happen? Well, we're about to find out, and do not be surprised with the output that you're going to get, or the result that is likely going to be the outcome from clicking the submit button. But I'm not going to tell you, but let me just hope that from your own side, you already checked the output and you have already seen the result of what we have here on the screen. So let me also get my own result too. So I click on submit, and you can see that underneath it there is this error message or an alert box that says please fill out this field. Now if you look at the code that we have here, we have a simple form, and there's nothing new inside this form other than the form field and the submit button. But the only thing that is new here is this required attribute that we added to the form field, and that required attribute is what is popping up, what you can see here, that please fill out this form. And as a matter of fact, you can see that there's nowhere inside this form element where we explicitly says please fill out this field. That is because this is an inbuilt attribute that already understood what we're trying to do with this form field, and it is the reason why this message is popping up automatically. So this is how you can validate HTML form automatically, by using the required attributes in order to validate it. And you can see that with this required attribute, you do not even have a single line of JavaScript code. The key takeaways from this lesson are these: HTML can handle basic validation automatically just by using the required attributes. 2, the required attributes prevent empty input. So if you don't have any value inputs inside your form, then the required attributes will prevent submission of such empty inputs. Number three is that no JavaScript is needed for simple validation. So when you have need for simple validation in your code, you actually don't need any JavaScript. Four, the browser controls the validation and error message. You can see that we didn't explicitly set the error message, and that is because the browser is what controls the validation and the error message. Last one, it improves user experience instantly. With that few lines of code, you can see how greatly it enhances the user experience in our form.